Yo! Video games.
What up, dudes? It's Matt here for YoVideogames, and holy crap! Nintendo decided to drop a whole bunch of bombs this morning with info on their holiday release schedule, some new Smash Brothers information, and of course, a brand new 3DS system. So let's dive right into all this information, and let's start out with Shulk for Super Smash Bros. 4. Now, this has been rumored forever and a day, and it finally came true today, as we got an official trailer and some images and artwork and everything straight from the horse's mouth at Nintendo for Shulk. And like we had all kind of assumed, his sword can actually change physical properties. Now, those who've played Xenoblade know that the Monado is the blade that Shulk carries, and it has this glass circle in the middle, and the circle has these symbols on it that can change. And when the symbols change, that gives the sword different properties. And how this is going to translate over into Smash Brothers is pretty unique, and it's something that I thought might just happen. There are 5 different forms that the Monado can take when playing as Shulk in Super Smash Bros. 4. Those modes are Jump, Speed, Shield, Buster, and Smash. Now, every single mode buffs one thing for Shulk, but then takes away or nerfs another ability. For example, if Shulk has the jump ability activated on the Monado, he gets higher jumps but lower defense. Basically, he becomes a giant humanoid Jigglypuff. When using speed, Shulk of course has faster movement, but his attacks get nerfed considerably. Obviously, we don't want another Meta Knight coming into the game. When activating Shield, Shulk gets higher defense, but he gets slower movement. He becomes Ganon Shulk, of course. When Buster is activated, he gets stronger attacks, but weaker launch ability. So in other words, he's going to be like someone like Fox, who can sort of just drain your HP really fast, but he's not going to be able to hit you away really hard. And to make up for that, we have the last ability, which is Smash, which of course gives you stronger launching capabilities, but weakens your attacks and lowers your defense against launching. So this all looks like he's going to be a very strategic player, which is going to add a completely new, unique element to the game, which prevents Shulk from being just another pretty anime swords dude. As for what else we can sort of glean from the trailers and screenshots, it looks like Gower Plains is going to be Shulk's main stage. Now, this stage appeared in the leaked images, and it also appears that it will be his main stage in the Wii U version. However, the trailer does give me some concern that it might be a scrolling stage, and we all know scrolling stages have continuously sucked dick in every Smash Brothers game. If it does end up being a scrolling stage, I hope it's a good one, maybe something closer towards Rainbow Cruise or the Super Mario Brothers level 1-1 or 1-2 from Brawl. You know, something along those lines, or maybe even better, be like F-Zero, you know, Mute City, but oh my god, I really hate scrolling stages. But at the same time, Xenoblade was known for having these giant, gorgeous vistas, and now we're getting them in HD on the Wii U version, so it kind of makes sense that we'd get a scrolling stage. It would even be really cool if the scrolling stage maybe went from Gower Plain all the way up the Bionis Body, maybe to the Earth Sea or the Machina Woods. If you haven't played Xenoblade, you have no idea what I'm saying. I'm sorry about that. Another thing we can glean from the trailer is Shulk's final smash, where it seems he calls out Hinopon Ricky and Dunban, who are 2 other main characters in Xenoblade Chronicles. They're both popular characters. I'm a little surprised that Rhine isn't part of Shulk's final smash, but this leads me to think that Rhine will actually show up as an assist trophy in this game rather than part of Shulk's final smash, which is just as well for me. Speaking of Rhine, he sort of created an internet meme when he constantly utters this one particular phrase, "It's Rhine time!" And in the trailer, you might notice they actually call back to this, where Shulk's English voice actor says it's Shulk time. So that was a nice little throwback to the fans of Xenoblade and all the people who followed the meme on the internet that came from that. Dunban I'm actually really happy with, because he's like the really cool, like older one-armed swordsman in the game. Not like physically one-armed, he can only just use one arm because, well, spoilers, play the damn game. Another thing we can notice from the trailer and the screenshots is that one of Shulk's alternate costumes is Nike Shulk. Well, Shulk in his briefs and some shoes, or sandals as it looks like. This is actually a really hilarious, awesome alternate costume for me, because who the fuck didn't at one point or another when playing through Xenoblade just drop every character to their underwear and just run around this giant epic fantasy world in nothing but, you know, their unmentionables. So I think that's a really awesome alternate. It's a great nod to something everyone obviously always did. It'd be cool if he has maybe some of his, like, you know, high Entia armor or something else as another alternate costume, but I'm actually really happy with this. It would be really interesting if when Shulk is in his Nakey mode, that when he does his final smash, Dunban and Ricky are Nakey as well. So that would be actually kind of funny and interesting, but I kind of doubt they're going that far with it. As we can also tell that Shulk's English voice actor has come back for this role. He hinted at this on Twitter a few weeks ago, saying that he had been doing some really cool game projects, but would not say what they were until his agent was sure that these video game companies wouldn't come chopping off his balls for revealing who he was voicing again. So that was pretty much an obvious, okay, Shulk's in Smash Brothers, because it's not going to be the Dragon Age guy. Speaking of other characters in voice acting, if you wait until the end of the teaser, you'll notice that a certain enemy character appears, and that's Metalface. Now, I'm not going to reveal who Metalface is, because I know some of you guys get really anal about spoilers and stuff, so just know that this is a really cool character. He's sort of the early antagonist of the game. He's the one who sets the plot in motion. Check out this little clip here to see what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's really cool that Metalface will be in the game, and it's pretty obvious I think he's going to be a boss character. And again, that might be a little hectic if it is a scrolling stage and also having a boss character come in, so I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's just like a very light scrolling stage, or maybe just the background moves like in the Star Fox Assault. So anyways, enough speculation about that. Let's move on to something else. Speaking of Xenoblade, it appears that Xenoblade is actually going to get a port to the 3DS. Now, not just any 3DS, this version of Xenoblade will actually only appear on the new 3DS and will not be compatible with the old 3DSs or old 2DSs. This is unfortunate, but this leads me right into my segment about holy shit, Nintendo announced a brand new 3DS model. This will be their third model in from the original, and this one probably has something that they should have done the first time when making the XL. The new 3DS, first and foremost, and most importantly, will have a better CPU. What's also being rumored and found out by some of the 3DS homebrewing scene is that it appears that the new 3DS will actually also have double the RAM and some more VRAM added to it. Now, the reason Nintendo stated publicly why it does have a better processor is for browsing the internet. In other words, videos will now be viewable on the 3DS, or I'm sorry, the new 3DS. So that's kind of cool. I mean, it makes internet browsing a little bit better and more convenient. Maybe actually gets you to want to actually use your 3DS to look at the internet. However, let's keep in mind, this unit has only been announced for Japan, but it's coming out very soon, I believe. This new 3DS is coming out in October, which is right around the corner, but we have no info or release date for a European or American launch of this system, so who knows about that. Now, speaking of internet, the system will be net nannied from the get-go. The minute you take it out of the box, it will already have a net protector on it, and of course, this is Nintendo's response is to keep children away from harmful websites. Again, this is 2 steps forward, 1 step back for Nintendo, where they think they have to sort of fucking be our dad or our mom or our grandma and protect the poor children from the internet. So if you want to actually get rid of this net nanny on the new 3DS, you actually have to pay with a credit card a 30-cent fee to Nintendo to remove it, which is fucking bullshit, let's face it. It's dumb. And again, having a new 3DS with a better processor and potentially more RAM, that's pretty cool, and that's the reason why Xenoblade on the 3DS is going to require the new system. So what else can we glean from the new system? Well, what we can see from the images and the videos Nintendo's put up it will use micro SD cards now and no longer will use standard SD cards, which I'm not really sure how I feel about this because I don't really like carrying around memory cards that are smaller than the size of my fucking pinky nail. However, Nintendo is doing something really cool with the memory cards or memory saves of the system, and they're going to allow you to actually transfer saves to your PC. Now, this is, again, a nice step forward for Nintendo, where rather than trying to combat piracy, they're actually doing what pirates have been doing for fucking years, and now they're allowing you to do it in official capacity. So there's no reason why you couldn't, you know, take your game saves and like put them elsewhere. So it's really nice that you can actually move them to the PC and back again. You can transfer your system data from a old 3DS to the new 3DS. However, you cannot transfer from a new 3DS down to an old 3DS. Again, we're being a little restricted on that. It will work with all the old AC adapters, so that's nice. And of course, it will play all the old 3DS games as well as some exclusive new ones. Again, right now, the only one we know that's exclusive to the new 3DS is Xenoblade. And speaking of new, let's just get this out of the way. The name New 3DS and New 3DS LL is fucking stupid. And you'll notice that it has the amiibo tags all around the new part, which, again, I'm starting to wonder if this is part of Nintendo's whole new strategy and look and marketing gimmick, is to have these sort of like colorful little like dashes around stuff. And again, this is only for Japan. Maybe the name will change in America. I really hope it does. I hope it doesn't change to like Nintendo 4DS, because that would be stupid. But again, new 3DS, holy god. Apple tried that one time and it didn't go over so well. So I don't know why Nintendo has to always follow Apple even when they do things that backfire on them. But fuck it. Have to learn the hard way, don't you, Nintendo? As for other improvements, it has a better 3D screen so you can actually see the 3D image at an angle as well. They've removed the Wi-Fi switch and made it part of the operating system, like the brightness setting. And I think this is kind of dumb. I like the Wi-Fi switch. I like having the ability to just flick a switch to turn it on or off, especially if I'm at a convention and I want to like conserve battery, but I want to keep it in sleep mode or whatever. I like the ability to just turn the Wi-Fi on and off with the flick of a switch. And removing it is, I don't know, just stupid in hindsight. The big new feature of new 3DS is the fact that it has 4 shoulder buttons. However, the ZL and ZR are now further along the back side of the L and R buttons, which to me looks cramped. I don't know if that's really going to play out really well. And of course, the other big thing is that it does have a second analog stick of sorts. It actually has a C stick now, sort of like the GameCube, only it's this really tiny nub above the A, B, X, Y buttons. And I'm not sure Japan realizes that most the rest of the world have way bigger fucking hands than they do. And I'm thinking of poor people like Max, who this will be just a fucking nightmare to use. And this is completely useless for first-person shooters, which is what having a second analog stick is perfect for. So again, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I really don't understand. Like, this really should have been in the bottom right, not the top left, and it really should have just been like another analog slider. I don't know why it's a little tiny itty bitty C nub. So I think it's a nice idea, but my god, does it look stupid and uncomfortable. I'm really hopeful that when it does come to America and Europe, Nintendo will redesign it for audiences and hands over the rest of the world. And if not putting a new fucking, just a second analog nub on it, at least moving the C-stick to a different position. That I have smaller hands than Max, and even I don't think I'm going to be able to use this damn thing comfortably. So this is, it's cool, but oh my god, it seems so ergonomically inconvenient. So I really hope that Nintendo changes this idea when bringing it to America. And speaking of America, Nintendo outlined some release dates and plans for the end of the year. We're getting Bayonetta on the 24th, which I believe is right around the same day as Legend of Korra. So that's going to be a big ass fucking day of platinum games for me. Bayonetta 1, Bayonetta 2, Legend of Korra, I love it. The Amiibo figures got priced. They're going to be $13 goddamn dollars, following the Disney Infinity model, which basically assures me I'm only ever going to buy a couple in my entire life, because I don't need to be spending that kind of money for every amiibo figure. And the other big bundles coming are new bundles for the 2DS, whatever, and instead of lowering the price on their Wii U, they've again doubled down on bundles. Walmart gets a new exclusive bundle of Mario Kart 8 and Nintendo Land with a 32 gig Wii U for $300. And the rest of everyone else gets a Super Mario 3D World bundle with, of course, Mario 3D World, a deluxe Wii U, and Nintendo Land for $300. I think it's nice, but again, I think it's stupid. I think Nintendo's not realizing that price point matters a lot more than bundle value. It's much, 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 much harder to sell bundle value to someone than to just say, hey, look, it's this brand new system for $200. Isn't that great? Come and buy it. Who cares if it's bare bones? People won't even think about the bare bones aspect. They'll just think, hey, it's fucking cheaper. I know tons of people who want to jump into the Wii U, but they're not doing it because they don't want to spend $300. And Mario 3D World or Mario Kart 8, as big and wonderful as the selling titles as they are, there's a lot of people who just want Wii U for Smash. They want it for Bayonetta. They want it for Xenoblade. They want it for other games, so making them pay $100 extra for these other two games doesn't mean jack shit to these people. I really, really, really wish Nintendo could figure this the fuck out and make it a $200 system. Make it really competitive, because I want the Wii U to succeed. It has a great library, and it's going to have a fucking amazing library by the end of next year, but fuck, man. It's hard to convince people to jump into this system when they can go just a little extra mile more for a PS4 or an Xbox One. God damn. So that about wraps up everything that's bomb dropped today. There's of course more to go over, and I'll be going over some of the other stuff in separate videos as well. I hope you guys like this little breakdown of it, and I hope to catch you on the channel. Later, dudes.